Remember me?
How you doing tonight?
Doing well, officer.
Can I see your driver's license, registration, and insurance, please?
Of course. My license is right here, my wallet. It's all right, son. You remember that night in July?
Hands up! Hey! Wait! Put the phone down! Put that phone! Sir, it's a phone! It's a cell phone! It's just a cell phone!
You knew he was unarmed.
Get to the car and put your hands in the air! Officer, please, he's just a kid!
You pointed your gun at him.
Okay, get out of the car, son. Easy.
You pulled the trigger.
Put the phone away! Put the phone away!
American Skin is about a war veteran who ends up losing his son in a routine traffic stop and ends up going through a situation where his son is shot by police officers. So he feels as if he needs to take matters into his own hands and he seeks revenge on these cops. I really got to be honest, I don't like comparing movies, but I have to be honest, I got a lot of negotiator vibes from this movie. I just got a lot of those elements that I've got from the negotiator. And I'm gonna be upfront and I'm gonna be honest, this movie is definitely not as good as the negotiator. I give a lot of praise to Nate Parker, not only for his directing skills, but his acting. But the presence that Samuel L. Jackson brought to Negotiator just doesn't have that same presence in this movie, American Skin. Tune into the Low Key Cave, and I'm here to give my review of American Skin. I recently watched American Skin, and this movie is starring Nate Parker. It's also directed by Nate Parker. And in a current trailer review of this, I told you a couple of things about Nate Parker. Nate Parker recently had a movie, not recently, but a couple years ago, Nate Parker had a movie came out which was called Birth of a Nation. A lot of people considered that movie to be Oscar bait, but Nate Robinson ended up having a couple of controversial things going on. A lot of people say it was some kind of conspiracy because of the nature of the movie, which was about a slave rebellion, a bunch of slave killing some white people. But anyway, this is the second film by Nate Parker, and this is also produced by Spike Lee. And I just want to give my opinion on it and just give a little bit of my input on some of the things I liked about it and some of the things I didn't like about it. First off, the acting in this movie is fine. The acting in this movie is good. It's not off the wall acting like, oh my gosh, this is like the best acting I've seen in my life. It's not. Even with Nate Parker has some really, really good moments in this movie. And one thing I want to say about this movie is Nate Parker makes you feel that if I lost my son, I definitely feel Nate Parker excuse me, I definitely feel Nate Parker's anger and feel Nate Parker's grief with the loss of his son. Like, you feel that when you hear Nate Parker talking, and not only that, when you get the flashbacks of seeing Nate Parker and his son, like you feel it. I'm telling you, you do feel that. So that's credit for not only the guy that's playing his son, playing Nate Parker's son, but that's credit for Nate Parker and his acting ability. Not only that, the supporting cast I feel like has a lot. They don't have too much to do, but they have somewhat some things to do because there's like this film crew that's filming the incident that happened with Nate Parker. They are basically filming his story, and they want to get his input on things that happened and everything he's dealt with after the situation. So those supporting characters do have some pretty decent roles, and those are some pretty decent actors, I might say. As far as the story goes, I kind of feel like it was kind of pushed, like rushed. But I feel like we do kind of get understanding and a good form of what the relationship was with Nate Parker and his son. I feel like we do get that somewhat, but I just feel like we don't get enough with that whole family dynamic. You know what I'm saying? As far as his wife, Nate Parker, and his son, because as far as I know, Nate Parker is a war veteran and he was not there for somewhat of his son's life, I think, somewhat because he was at war or whatnot. So I don't feel like we get enough into that. And even the build up to the situation that happened, because I'm not spoiling anything, no spoilers, but the build up to, you see this in the trailer, them going to the police station and taking the police officers hostage. The build up to that, I feel like, is not done well enough either. I feel like there's not enough build up to that. And that's where I go in, where I do my comparisons to the Negotiator and stuff. Because I feel like that was a good build up on the Negotiator. Like we understood, like, yes, we know where this man coming from. But I'm not saying that we don't get an understanding where Nick Parker's um energy is coming from as far as his anger to do what he's going to do. I don't feel like that we don't get that. What I'm saying is that it just feels like that it's just push forward. Like it's like somebody's push you in the back, like go, like go ahead and get there. I feel like we just got there too quick, and even the whole exchange with them getting inside the police station, it was like I don't want to spoil anything. Like I said, I don't want to spoil nothing, but I'm just saying it just feels like everything was just like boom, go. Now, what I will say is I absolutely love the exchanges that happens inside the police station. I'm not gonna give anything away, like I said, but everything that goes on in a police station, the conversations that are had, the whole dynamic between the police officers and civilians, as far as black people, and those conversations, even some conversations, because you see this in the trailer, like I said, it's some inmates that come out, it's some conversations that happen with them. Like to me, if you're going if you're going to watch this movie to see a bunch of nonstop action or something like that, you need to just stop and don't. I'm not saying that stuff is in there, but that's not what this movie is about. And I was engaged with the conversations. I have to say that. And that's another thing. I feel like the movie could have been a little bit longer. Like I wanted to get more engaged with it, and I wanted to see. I don't want to spoil nothing, man, but I'm just saying. I just wanted to see a little bit more. I wanted to see a little bit more, and I feel like maybe Nick Parker just didn't have enough time to flush the story out a little bit more. And I want to say, everything leading up, I don't want to say the movie is kind of predictable, but you kind of see where this ending is going. And I don't feel like I'm giving nothing away by saying that, because we've been in these situations with these movies. You know, we've been in these situations with these type of movies, and even going to a movie like I said, my comparisons with The Negotiator, I don't like comparing it, but it's so many dynamics. I hear a lot of people saying Don Q, and I don't see Don Q. I see a lot of I know the whole thing with the son and father thing, but no. This to me has a lot with that um dynamics of seeing a black face and just saying, I don't care, he's guilty. And that's the thing with The Negotiator. You seen how everybody just piled up on Samuel L. Jackson, like, we're gonna take this black dude out. Like, we don't care if he's innocent or not, like he gotta go. And to me, when you got this situation going on with them killing this man's son, and we've been seeing it in the news over and over. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, you got the guy that was jogging and talking about he robbed somebody, and like we have all these situations, and that's why I say the build up with this film, I feel like it should have been a little bit more. Not to say it's not a good film, not to say it's a bad film, but just to say it should have been a little bit more there. We just needed some more. What I will say though is that when you have everything that has happened in the world today, you get those situations where you just sitting there like, yeah, you see it now. You see what's going on there as far as when they're in that police station. You understand, like, man, and that's what I'm saying. It feels like it's almost feel like it wasn't enough consequences as far as the repercussions for the actions they took to get in the police station, and everything they were going to go through, and everything they were going to have to face if they made it out of this situation. That's my whole thing with the movie. I just feel like you you should have held back on them going to. You just have held back on a couple things and let us get more of a understanding and more of a relationship with the father and son. So we just could have been more. It's fair to say more in pain, because you need that for you to be more engaged with the movie. You need to be in pain as far as a movie like this, because like I said, the whole relationship with Nate Parker and his son, like you believe that. That's good acting. You absolutely believe that, and I am going to say that. But like I said, I just feel like we don't get enough fleshed out with these characters, as far as his wife, the mother of the son. I feel like we don't get enough with her. I feel like we don't get enough with certain police, well, this certain particular police officer, but even then, I feel like when they're trying to give us an understanding on both sides, I don't see it. I'm telling you, especially with the whole police side, you don't see it. But like I said, you're going to get engaged with these conversations they do have inside of the police station. When there's certain things going on and you hear both sides, I'm telling you, you're going to be like, okay, it's going to make you think sometimes. You're going to sit there and be like, okay, I hear what y'all saying too, and I hear what y'all saying. But for me, in my opinion, I just said, nah, I don't see the other side. So I don't see nothing they saying, or understanding for nothing they saying. And when they break down certain elements of stuff, like I said, you've seen going on in the world, and once we get down to that point of, I'm not gonna say a climax, but just getting to the point of when everything is about to come to a head, it's like, man, whew, it's like you got to take a breath, and then they try to hit you. They try to hit you, but I feel like we already know what's to come. I feel like we do get to that point of this movie. But as far as if you should see this movie, you definitely should see it. I feel like everybody should sit down and watch this movie, especially black people. But I feel like we all, as far as Americans, should sit down and watch this movie. Black, white, Hispanic, all of us should sit down and watch this movie. It's a good movie. And I feel like it's definitely not getting no recognition. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this at all, man. I see most of the actors talking about it, but when I seen this trailer, I got excited about this. The trailer got me engaged because I said, we done seen these stories. We done seen shows based on this type of stuff. But just seeing this trailer made me say, okay, I feel like we ain't seen this yet. We done seen, the hostage thing, the whole hostage movie situations, but like coming from it like this, I feel like we hadn't got it yet. But once the movie started going, I feel like, yeah, I kind of seen a lot of this in the Negotiator, but I still was engaged with the story. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man, and let y'all leave your comments in the comment section and let me know if y'all seen this yet and how y'all feel about it. But I just wanted to give my opinion on what I felt about it, and I did enjoy it. As far as my rating, I'm going to give it 3 stars out of 5. 3 out of 5. I hope y'all enjoyed my opinion and my review of American Skin. I'm out.
You will be tried for the murder of my son.